Folks who live and work near the river say they've seen a recent increase of people crossing illegally.
The spike is happening later in the year than it did last year when the temperatures are hotter. Action 4's Annalise Ortiz walked a common immigrant smuggling path today. Annalise, what can you tell us now?
Marcy and Eddie, there may not be very many immigrants coming through here at the border wall in the city of Hidalgo, but we talked to ranchers out in the more rural areas today who said over there's very little stopping them from coming through.
You still have this people crossing, so apparently not.
Rene Garcia manages a ranch near the Rio Grande. He says lately Border Patrol helicopters have kept him up at night as they search for undocumented immigrants.
It's been starting up again.
As Action 4 News traveled along a common immigrant path, we encountered 3 Chinese immigrants walking up the trail after 3 Border Patrol units had driven by in the opposite direction. But there were even more immigrants from El Salvador and Guatemala who were apprehended moments before we got there.
We just caught a group just a few minutes ago, probably about 30, 40 people.
It's not just the number of immigrant apprehensions that are rising, but temperatures in the South Texas heat. You can see where immigrants have bent this barbed wire fence right here. We're told they walked through this land over to this house where they desperately knocked on the door looking for water.
That are just tiny little footprints.
Chris Cabrera, a spokesman for the local Border Patrol union, says agents have seen an increase in heat-related deaths. The South Texas Human Rights Center placed water stations in counties that are further north to prevent those deaths from happening. They tell Action 4 News they're considering placing more in Hidalgo and Starr counties. For now, as Rene Garcia encounters people on the last legs of their journey, he says he'll offer them what he can.
They kept knocking on the door, wanting water. They didn't know where to go. I mean, they were just left out here. What can an 8-year-old do?
While he waits for a permanent solution to the immigration crisis.
People that want to cross are still going to cross. Whether they're good, they're bad, good intentions, bad intentions, we don't know. But it is an issue, and I hope they do something about it.
We were told most of those immigrants who were apprehended today were unaccompanied children. According to the U.S. Border Patrol, there's been a 63% decrease in the number of unaccompanied children who have been apprehended this year. However, those numbers only account for October 2014 to June 30th of 2015. Live in the city of Hidalgo, Annalise Ortiz, Action 4 News.